yes or no masterpiece? Alright, that's fun, right? I just was watching this interrogation video and I thought, I don't know, I might want to just try to watch it on live and see if I can catch. Why do it live? Why not just record it? Because if I just record it, then that's too private. That's too contrived. At least if it's live, it's something happening in the outer community. People could watch if they want. They probably won't. Nobody will. Maybe like some people. I don't know. But let me just let's put this up. I'm gonna watch this video. Alright, let me turn this. I'm gonna check out this clip of interrogation video of a guy who took the life of his ex-wife, allegedly. Something nerve-wracking about being live, knowing that anyone could be watching this. Makes me remember, makes me try to get like some composure, but I'm also trying to think about how one of the great things of live streaming is that you don't need composure, you don't showmanship or anything. You don't need prints. Just need to hit that button. I gotta fix the. All right.
Yes. Are you drunk right now?
I might be intoxicated.
Okay. All right. Do you understand what's going on right now?
I believe so.
Does the alcohol that you drank earlier tonight? So it's 3 a.m. right now.
Mm-hmm.
The alcohol that you drank earlier, is that affecting your judgment right now and what's going on?
It could potentially.
Okay. So we're not allowed to.
All right. So that's a pragmatic, isn't it? No, but he, you could see this guy. He's a very, very manly guy. Looks like he has a mustache. Right? But a mustache. Pretty much a mustache. That's a macho mustache. And seems to be trying to portray himself as like a no-nonsense kind of guy. Says
To talk to you if you're going on.
It could potentially.
could potentially.
Alcohol that you drank earlier tonight, so it's 3 a.m. right now.
Mm-hmm.
The alcohol that you drank earlier, is that affecting your judgment right now and what's going on?
It could potentially.
It could. He didn't ask for a lawyer. He's in a white I guess you would call that a coat. It looks great jacket. Big like pajamas, space pajamas.
So we're not allowed to talk to you if you're drunk. Okay.
Yeah.
If you've had too much to drink, we can't talk to you.
Like I said, they could potentially. I'm not entirely sure. Like I'm still in shock myself. So
Yeah. I understand. I mean, it was a big ordeal.
indeed. Yeah.
Do you remember what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. So the alcohol that you drank earlier doesn't affect your memory then, right?
No.
The thing about these interrogation, one thing that I admire that the police do, the detectives, they line up their case one piece at a time. Please, they ask these little questions that goes right past the filters of the people that they're talking to, and they just give them the answer that they're for. But the answer signifies something important. For example, it's kind of a small one, but he's saying that he might be a little intoxicated, but his memory is not affected. So that helps their case.
Tonight, an incident occurred that led you to be here.
Yes.
Well, what exactly occurred?
In my eyes, I will kind of go into the backstory of it.
Okay, a little. I'll just give a little lead up to what happened before this. I didn't show the beginning of the video. I just wanted to focus on the interrogation footage. But this guy basically, his ex-wife got a call from their kid that he was, that they were scared of him, or that he was like abusing them in some way. Something that made his ex-wife come to the house and basically barged in. They were fighting, and he basically left the room. He ran out of the room to go get his gun, and then he came back and shot her. And he shot her, and when she was on the ground, he shot her a bunch. So, but it's incredibly brutal and awful. His kids ran away, and they were picked up by the neighbor, I think, and they I think they like rode around in the neighbor's car while police. So, and the kids stated to the detectives that they ran away because they thought that their dad was going to. So, I mean, it's awful. I don't even want to say these things, but I'm just giving a little context to what's going on. So this guy, that's the predicament that this guy is in. And not looking good. So basically the point is that these detectives, they already know what happened from the testimony of his kids that gave their testimony perfectly. And they were very coherent. They were not like too young to talk about it, but I think the kids were like 7 and 9. So they have all that information. So right now, this guy has no idea that he doesn't know what they know. So as far as he knows, they haven't even interviewed kids.
Jordan Wheeler. And Jordan, throughout the process of the divorce, she lost all rights to the house that we have a set address because she was kind of using it to stop in and check on me as borderline Pakistani. And yesterday, she broke a court order that she signed. I've never been a violent person.
All right. So he's kind of leaning into this aspect of the fact that he lives in their house that they had. And she, I guess, had her ownership of the house was transferred. So that's kind of like the bedrock of his defense or his justification that he's gonna try to give.
I don't really know what else I should speak on regarding what happened.
Well, how about this? You're saying that
So she broke a court order. That's they say what happened, and he broke a court order. Okay. So that's not good. Trying to obviously put some kind of blame.
she violated some court order. What do you mean by that?
So, I had the, what's it called? Like the right.
See, right now, this doesn't look good. He's trying to make this legal justification for like property rights to justify what he's done, but he's stumbling and he doesn't really know what he's trying to say, but he's reaching for some kind of legal fact. I'm gonna put it in the right.
I don't remember exactly what the hell it's called, but basically the right to have privacy in the marital home.
Okay.
And obviously, if two lawyers freaking agree to let the husband have the rights of privacy in his own house, it's because someone was definitely kind of crapping on, him, or crapping on her, whatever.
All right, I'm gonna look this up. Talking about. We're gonna find out. All right. Privacy. It is a legal principle that protects private lives of government. When a couple is married. Both spouses retain equal rights to access and privacy. That cannot bar the other. Pricing out. In the U.S., the constitutional right to privacy, spouse's expectation of privacy, home after divorce, the right is balanced against property to custody and court order. Limited if you leave out right. spousal right to enter marital home during. All right.
So are you saying she was allowed to come to your house?
Yes,
That's what
without
you're
my express written consent.
Okay.
Stephen doesn't mention the confrontation, his drinking, or the children. Instead, he
Right. Well, I don't know why he would. Well, he did mention his drinking. He talked about the drinking. But obviously he's in a tough spot right now. He's arrested. He was interrupted in whatever he was trying to do. I don't know if that was his plan or did he have more planned that he was going to try to perpetrate.
attempts to steer the interview toward legal technicalities and property boundaries.
So you have her coming to your house without your permission in the past, and then I just heard you say that she came to your house at 9:00 last night without your permission.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
So she showed up without you knowing that she was going to show up.
Yes.
What was she doing there? Why did she come over?
So I honestly don't really know her intent with her arriving at the house.
Now that's a lie. I think that's a lie. I think he knew why she had to come to us, and that's because she came in response to being called by kids, and according to what the kids said, I think what they said was that he took the phone away from them while they were talking. So that was what prompted her. Hurry over there.
I had my children with me. Well, 2 out of 3 of my children, my boys, and my boys were in their bedroom, going to sleep, and I was in my kitchen, and you have my front door right here, kitchen's right here, his room's back here, and kind of went south from there.
What do you mean south? Like argument?
Yeah,
Did it get physical?
her towards me, yes.
Tell me what happened.
She approached me.
Her towards me. Of course. That wasn't the question. He said, "Did it get
Tell me what
physical?"
happened. Did it get physical? What do you mean south? Like argument?
Yeah,
Did it get physical?
her towards me, yes.
Ooh. So she was attacking him, which is not good if it's true, but that's obviously her towards me after he's the one that did what he but basically he's talking about he's hanging his case. He has no case, but he's saying that self-defense. What's interesting to me about this guy here is just like how something about him, something so like mainstream. Like he's a guy that trying to jump on being normal, like trying to look like he's normal, but he's not. Yep.
Tell me what happened.
She approached me,
He's not
called me a
normal.
selfish piece of shit, said I wasn't thinking about the kids because whenever she signed the rights away to the house, she, I guess, wasn't thinking very well because she's been living at her sister.
Okay. That kind of sounds like he's saying like, "Oh well, you should have stayed in the house." Oh, if you wanted the rights to come over here, you shouldn't have signed what you. So it's just so weird that he's painting up this kind of technicality to justify what he did, because what he did was so horrible that there's no way to justify it.
Sister's house. And she was, you got yourself speak shit. You, this, that, the other. This first time I've ever heard
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. She approached me and asked her to go away.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. And put my left arm out, reinforced her wanting to go away, or me wanting her to go away.
Mm-hmm.
And she wouldn't.
She wouldn't go away. What was she doing? Was she hitting you with a frying pan, or did she have like a knife or something? Was she choking you? Was she threatening your life?
What was she upset about?
The fact that she signed away her own rights to the house, and the fact that it made me selfish. She wanted me to, after she signed away her rights to the house, she realized that she wanted me to move out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, if she wanted to move back in, she could have. And I told her that I live in the basement, this, that, and the other, but it was, well, you move out or you're a horrible dad.
All right. So that sounds to me like she just wanted to get away from him. He probably was trying to get full custody. She signed off on the house just to I don't know, just expedite the process. Maybe like catch from him. But I don't know. I don't know anything about the mom, but it's hard not to see her in a very charitable light after what happened to her.
Which I'm not a horrible dad. And I'm feeling a fucking horrible dad now, but
when did she move out of the house? When did she start staying with her sister?
August 7th.
That date came out real quick. Is there a reason why you remember that date so easily?
I was at a school for the military.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the date that I came home. Okay. She hadn't filed for divorce at that point in time,
mm-hmm.
but I was talking to the cadre. I said, I can smell blood in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Got home August 7th, August 10th, got a text message, hey, I filed for divorce.
Has it gotten ugly?
There was one time it got ugly. Like, not ugly in person, but, kind of getting at each other. I've never been the type of person to yell, scream, lay my hands on her, whatever.
That may be true because he might bottle everything. Died. But this guy's interesting. Seems like a sociopath.
Yeah.
Well, last night he got out of control, though, right?
Everything you can say that.
Yeah. If I understand you right, it sounds like she showed up uninvited and she instigated some problems there. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now the cop just repeats what he said. Sounds like he's confirming it. Just cementing this guy into what he said. But the next move, or pretty soon coming up, these guys are going to just pick apart everything that he said to try to show that what actually happened premeditated side.
You had to put your hand on her to get you away from her? Is that what you're saying?
She put her hands on me first.
How did she do that?
Just kind of normal type shit. I don't know.
So she was slapping at him. She was slapping at his hands, arms, and stuff.
Where were you at?
That was in my kitchen, in front of the sink.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think what he's doing right now is trying to really think about how he can present this, because he's starting to think about the fact that what he did was no way in self-defense, that it was just an angered, rage-fueled, intentional murder. And his thoughts about the property rights and all that starting to obviously I think he sees that that's not going to really hold water in this case.
What do you go by? What do you want me to call you? Steven, or do you go by
I'll go by Bryce.
Bryce? Bryce, this shit ain't gonna be easy, man.
No,
Okay.
it's not.
I mean, I see you're getting upset about it, right? And I know you feel bad about it. The shit ain't easy.
That's I'm not Robert or Roger or whatever Kuklinski, the Ice fan. I'm not
Understood.
like the
So he just said, I'm not Roger's. Roger. No, Richard Kuklinski. Richard, guy's name is. Okay, well, he got his name wrong. That was an interesting poll.
shit. Like whenever you put me in my cell, I sat there and tried to sleep, and then flashback. Dude, like I'm a freaking CPL holder.
Yep.
And
I'm a CPL holder. Concealed pistol license. Got it.
I never in my life wanted to have to resort to that. And yeah, like I want to be honest with you. I want to be freaking just, I want to put all the facts out there so that you can do what you have to do, because you have a job.
That's right.
You have a job. And I want the judge to be able to do their job. It's hard.
It's not going to be easy, bro.
Yeah. And like, I don't know where they are.
Kids are at her mom's house. So they're safe. Kids are good. Kids aren't hurt.
I'm assuming that her mom knows what happened.
Yeah, obviously the kids are with her. Unless they have, unless they're on some kind of gag order, which I don't think. They are the ones that are going to get you locked up.
She does. Everybody knows what happened, but nobody knows why. Nobody knows exactly what happened in there.
Or,
You obviously know things I control. And I'm sure that you could take it back 100 times out of 100 times if you could. I'm sure you would walk out that back door and gone and cooled off somewhere if you could, 100 times out of 100 times.
yeah, and whenever you corner a person and that person doesn't feel safe.
Now he's talking about himself in like a universal sense, as if what he did is what anyone would do. When you corner a person, well, you know, there's some truth to that, but the question is, was it really necessary? Could he have slipped past her and walked outside for a breath of fresh air in that moment? Was she blocking his path? Was she physically restraining him in any way whatsoever? This guy looks like a big guy. He looks like maybe not that tall, but clearly a solid man. CPL holder. Got his macho mustache. He's got his little, I don't know what you call that hair. Like a, I don't know what you call it. It looks like hipster. Guy looks like
Explain how you didn't feel safe.
I was being berated. I was being hit. Like, what am I going to do? Freaking person?
All right. So he says, I'm not going to choke slam her. What am I going to do? Choke slam her? That would have been a better option than what you actually did. So right there, there's no element of defense in anything that he just said. It's all about why would he? What do you mean? Why? What are you going to choke slam a person? You could have done. You could have done anything. You pretty much chose the worst thing possible to do.
Like,
Whatever happened, Bryce,
yes.
Shit got bad enough that
Yes.
you did what you did,
Yes.
right?
Shit got bad enough that I had to defend myself.
And what did you do to defend yourself?
Look at that look. He looks over at him. He's like, come on, man. You know what I did. Don't ask me stupid questions. I don't know. It's always weird when they're talking to the cops because it's not a, in no way is it like a man-to-man friendly conversation. But the police always will try to put it that way as much as possible. But in this moment, that illusion is gone. He's just trying to get him to say exactly what it is.
You got to say it, man. It's going to suck to say it. You might. Okay? When I say her name, Jordan, it upsets you.
And they do this, like he's basically handing the guy emotions of regret and guilt and sadness, saying that he's gonna cry, as if like he might cry now that because he just said that, because if he wants to take the cues from what this guy's saying, he's basically giving him. It's not that he's not giving him an offer because nothing's gonna stop them from prosecuting him for the truth. But he's trying to get him to feel comfortable saying that he shot her. So that's just one piece of the puzzle that they need to make a solid prosecution. So he's just trying to get him to say that he shot her.
And I'm sure you really want to do it, but at the time you did it.
He says, like, I'm sure you didn't really want to do it, but you had to do it. You felt you had to do it, right? And obviously the guy's going to want to agree with that. Killer, but they know more than that. So when it's just, I don't know if this guy knows exactly how, I don't want to say devious, but a little devious, a little disingenuous. He's not giving him really the full picture, but that's because he's just trying to get a confession out of him.
So I walked away from my kitchen sink. Jordan and I kept on having a heated exchange near the front door. And near the front door, well, Jordan kept on being me.
He was berating him. So she wasn't really hitting him. They were having a heated exchange, and she was berating him. And he walked away.
I shot her.
What led you to the point?
I shot her. So he said he kind of skipped over a few things, like the point where he grabbed the gun. Probably one of the more crucial elements show premeditation. That he not defending himself. He was not in any kind of mortal danger, but what he did because he was mad. To show her who's boss.
To go that far. You say she was berating you by the front door?
No.
I mean, did you have a gun on you at that point?
I had the gun on me.
Okay.
Before everything happened, it was on my kitchen table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the gun was on the kitchen table, but he had the gun on him. When did you grab the gun? That's what we want to know.
I never threatened her with it.
Stephen claims the weapon was simply resting on the kitchen table and that he fired only when backed into a corner.
Where do you normally keep your gun?
Depends on the day, time of day, kitchen.
I think that the kid had said that the gun was in his room. So I'm not sure how that's going to
Table, next to the front door, nightstand.
Even with the kids in the house?
With kids in the house, typically I keep it unloaded. The pistol itself on top of the dresser, with a magazine inside the underwear drawer.
Okay. But that's not where it was. And I forgot to mention one of the most damning facts of the case is that right before she was shot, she was already on the phone with 911. She was on the phone with 911, and they said, "Does anyone have a gun?" And she says, "Yes, he does have." And then that was like right before he shot her.
But tonight, you had it on the kitchen table?
Yeah.
Jordan shows up?
Yeah.
You guys get into an argument?
She gets in an argument with me.
Okay.
You know, there's one thing that, I told her a couple, probably 2 or 3 days ago. There's one thing that divorce taught me, and that's not to act out of emotion. And that's not to, there's one thing that divorce taught me, and that's not to act out of emotion.
Oh, okay.
I don't think sat with her too well.
Yeah. How many times did you shoot her?
How many times did you shoot her?
Not sure. More than once.
What were your intentions when you were shooting her? What were you trying to do?
What kind of question is that?
It's a question we
What kind of question is that? Do you know where you are, bro?
had asked.
And if you're shooting someone, you're intending to kill them.
Yep.
Right. And it's something that Scouts teach you.
Right. Were you a Boy Scout?
Yeah.
Yep. So the boys didn't call Jordan.
I mean, the kids always call Jordan.
Okay.
They always call
So
her.
yeah, I guess I want to ask you, did you know the boys called Jordan?
Not necessarily yesterday. No.
Okay. He didn't know they called, but they are already told the cops that they were on the phone with their mom, and he took. So this is
So in your recollection, there was no issue yesterday at all, which was
No issue.
Thursday the 19th. At roughly about 9 o'clock at night, there was no issue with the boys as far as calling Jordan about homework.
No, the boys were pretty cool. It was so I didn't have my daughter with me. It was a boys' night, which is always kind of nice. No estrogen, just testosterone.
That is such a weird thing to say. That kind of points to this thing about him that I noticed, and it also like has to do with the mustache. I think he's like the way he mentions hormones, like a very biological, scientific type of thinking. But not a very deep thought. So it's like he kind of thinks of himself as smarter than I don't know. Maybe he hasn't given thought. But he seems like a guy that considers himself to be smart, but now maybe he's just like a big fish from a small pond, because now he's sitting in this room and these guys basically are taking him to school, basically. Basically.
Yeah, I have no recollection of the boys calling their mother.
Okay. Do you know where the boys were at when you and Jordan were
Their
in
bedroom.
Okay. Did you hear any crying or screaming from the boys?
No.
Nothing, nothing like that. And as you stated, after you shot her, we can say maybe a couple times. Did you check on the boys after that? Do you know where they were?
After it happened, I remember going outside. Crying to my neighbors, saying, "Hey, make sure my kids are okay." To the Whites, they live across the street. Like, if you take a step outside of my door, you're in that neighbor across the street. So make sure my boys are okay. Make sure my kids are okay. And just lay down with my hands behind my head.
So military, right?
Yes.
So are you proficient with a gun? Like we have to as police.
Yeah, no,
qualify
I'm kind of, yeah, if I'm being honest with you, I mean, if I'm talking to buddies.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll talk.
All right. Oh, smugness.
Like we have to as police.
Yeah, no,
qualify
I'm kind of, yeah, if I'm being honest with you, I mean, if I'm talking to buddies.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. He's saying he's not really that good, but if he's talking to his buddies, he'll brag about it. So, that seems kind of like more of a peripheral issue.
I'll talk shit, but
Yeah.
my eyesight's not the greatest.
Right.
And
So when do you shoot it? Do you go to the range or do you just use it?
I go to the range maybe once a year.
Okay. So what do you have the gun for?
Self-protection.
Okay.
I'm a PI.
Okay. So do you carry it when you work?
Yes.
All right. You're saying that you had to put your hands on her because she was being, what was the word you said?
Grumpy.
Okay. But she was getting in your face, right?
Yes.
All right.
It was enough that I had to redirect my attention from doing dishes and whatnot, cleaning off countertops. And I was just like, oh, I have to talk to this woman. I have to interact with her.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I had to turn around and meet them.
So she came in and was yelling at him, and he was standing there washing the dishes and cleaning the counter. That didn't have to engage.
Threat.
Okay. And where did you meet the threat at?
I would say probably about right
To
here.
meet the threat. The threat. Okay.
And what was threatening about her? And she's like 5 foot nothing, right?
Her intonation, and she has threatened me so many times throughout the pendency of this divorce, like, give me what I want, or else do this, or else.
Or else what?
I don't know what or else means.
Okay.
You know,
Has she ever been violent with you before?
yeah. I mean, there's no police records, but, you know, she's thrown a hand at me before.
Okay. Did any of that happen last night?
She did not throw a hand at me.
Okay.
No.
All right.
But
But it got to the point that you felt the need to go grab the gun and shoot her in the head 4 times.
allegedly.
4 times in the head?
Yeah.
Is it really allegedly?
4 times in the head. That is, that's one of the most horrible things that I've ever heard.
I mean, we're just talking about it, right? You just said you shot her, right? I mean, so can we get past that part?
I just can't.
Remember I said it's going to suck?
Yeah.
Jordan's dead. You killed her.
Cool.
She's not coming back.
Cool.
So now they're definitely turning on him. They let him kind of roll with his self-defense narrative, but it was very weak. Even at least I'll give him credit that he wasn't. Well, after what he did, you can't say to lie your way out of that. It's obvious what happened, and obviously the witnesses are a big part of that as well. But I would imagine that the detectives are wondering, because even the kids said that they thought he was too. So I would imagine they would bring up tonight.
Self-defense is.
Do you know that she was on the phone with 911 when it happened?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out where the self-defense is when she's on the phone talking to the 911. I'm just trying to hear you out here, okay? I'm trying to give you your chance to explain what happened here. Because I can tell you the 911 call sure as hell didn't sound like that she was fighting you. She was trying to get the kids out of the house. I want to hear you out.
No, I understand.
You tell me. Because I listened to the call, okay? And she called 911. I don't know if she's being truthful, but she said that I need the police out here because we're having an argument. It's getting physical. Okay?
It was getting physical because of that, right?
And maybe it was, right?
It was getting physical because of her. But she was the one that called 911. Why didn't you call 911?
Maybe it was getting physical because of her. But then while she's on the phone, I don't hear her at all.
Well, it's hard to hear something that is happening physically.
What was happening? Explain it, just so that I know.
Okay, so she was on the phone with him, and she was on the phone with 911, and she was also slapping him to death.
Getting into my box.
Okay.
Getting into my box. She entered his personal space. The mother of his children. That was obviously that doesn't justify it.
Her walking up to me. No.
Can I ask you a question, Bruce?
Yes.
So we've got you at 5'9", 194 pounds.
Okay, he's 5'9", 194. That's not a small guy, and he doesn't look like obese. So he's a strong guy.
She's 4'11", 94 pounds.
94 pounds. 4'11". And that's self-defense. What do you think? There's nothing that he could say. The only thing that he could have gone with was temporary insanity, but he went with self-defense.
You said she's in your box and in your space.
She's in your box.
How did it escalate to where you retrieved the gun and shot her 4 times?
You got nothing. A blanket.
Bryce, we don't have blankets, man.
He wants a blanket.
You want to know what I think? I think you screwed up. I think you were so mad at her that you did something really stupid and you can't take it back. And yeah, maybe there was an argument. Yeah, maybe she was in your face. But look where we're at now and look what happened. And I just think at some point, Bryce, you need to deal with it. Because if you don't, if you're going to continue the story of that she was in your box and that's why you shot her, it just doesn't make any sense.
So this guy's whole lifetime probably of being such a prideful guy. Sure he's not a pleasant guy. Sure he's very self-justified, very bossy. And he's gotten away with that. Thought the world, I don't know. How could you do that? How could you mess up that bad? The only thing that would make sense would be if he thought that he was going to just, I don't want to say what, but if he thought he was going to get away with it, if he had some kind of idea that he would do it and then escape somehow.
If it does, if you have a way of explaining it to me better, like if there's more to it, I'm all ears, man. I'll sit in here for hours if you want. Because I can tell you what I know, right? I wasn't there with you, right? But I was listening to the call. I was listening to the 911 call. There was no fighting going on. There was no physical activity going on when she was calling 911. For the sake of your two boys who were present, one of your boys witnessed it. And he's being a complete man right now at his little age.
Which boy?
Your oldest. Okay? So for the sake of your two children and your daughter who wasn't there, right? You have a piece of redemption here to where you can be a man just like your oldest boy. Because he knows what happened.
Gentlemen, I think we're done here for.
Gentlemen. Oh boy. That says it all. I'm on 720.
Good morning. I need to get some sleep. Need to do a little bit of praying. And it sucks that I can't get a friggin' blanket or a pillow, but there's some things that I need to do. It's not a knock on you or you, but
We understand, man. Appreciate your time.
I appreciate y'all humoring me.
Humoring me.
I'm not here trying to bullshit you. Waste your time. I don't know if y'all are hourly paid or paid salary. I'm assuming you're hourly paid because by the county.
You're in no position to even address these guys like that. Get yourself a lawyer. Tell them you don't want a lawyer. Or tell the truth. He's trying to... I don't understand how anyone thinks they can do that. Harm their way. It's kind of...
Man, shit. I mean, I know it sounds stupid as hell, but a blanket and a pillow sounds like a creature comfort to me right now.
Understood.
And yeah.
Good.
I guess we're about as good as we can be.
The moment investigators reveal that his children have spoken to authorities, Stephen immediately shuts down the interrogation. Hours later, unable to rest, Stephen requested another interview.
I'm sure you sat there and you said you didn't sleep, okay? You didn't sleep properly, right?
I fall
You
asleep
can't-
immediately, wake up again.
You can't go the rest of your life like this, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to get past this. And this is one of the steps. You know what I'm saying? It's not good. It's not easy. Remember when I said that earlier? This is going to suck. It's going to suck.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit different part to the story than what you told me earlier. Should we start over, just fresh, pretend like that didn't even happen, and we just get to the beef of it? Was I wrong last night? Right? I mean, she put you to the point of breaking, obviously. Okay, and you just got to help me with this and tell me what happened.
Honestly, at this point, it's all just kind of turning into a blur for me.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's
Dude, hey, you do not have to apologize to me, okay? I can see you're upset. It's 100% understandable. This isn't my first time, man. This is normal, okay? This is normal human reactions, okay? Okay. Like I said, you and I sitting here and talk about it. This helps you. I know you're not going to think it is, and like I said, it's going to suck. But you did something. Okay, we're past that, right? There's no take backs, right? There had to have been a reason that led you to that point that you shot her 5 times. There had to have been a reason to push you that far over the edge. That you went all the way back to your bedroom to get the gun, to come all the way back to the living room to shoot her. Something had to have been going on in your head that drove you to do all that.
And the way that she had been talking to me for days and weeks, talking about, I'm going to take the kids, I'm going to move to Ohio. You know, her trying to, you know, get me to leave the house. And
so obviously, she said she was going to take the kids. Didn't sound like she was going to just kidnap the kids, but probably was going for some kind of full custody. And sounds like he was not that confident. Felt like he was kind of backed in the corner, and that she might have been having some success in trying to get him out of the house. So that whole right of privacy thing that he was talking about, I suspected it was a little overblown.
just the way that everything's been going. You know, freaking broke.
Broke. He's broke. Can't hold that.
I had her breathing down my freaking throat.
Yep.
You know, barely afford to pay for my freaking divorce attorney. I had to take out a loan for that.
So all these things were building upon themselves.
Yeah.
And this has all been building for the last 2 months.
So this is the case. They want to build a case against this guy and say that he was planning to do this. He was thinking about killing her, and that his plan was to either include the kids in that, or to take the kids away with them, or just abandon them. But he was going to try to get away.
So
When you're in Pennsylvania, she's talking about leaving you, losing your mind, right? Am I getting close?
Yeah.
It's not an unusual thing, man. Okay, love her, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to let her go.
No, I didn't. I didn't want to let her go.
You didn't want to see her with any other men.
Yeah.
You wanted the family back together. You wanted to be like it was when there were happier days. These are all normal things, dude.
Yeah.
These are all normal things.
So I'm probably going to prison for the rest of my life, aren't I?
It's hard
I
to
think
say,
so.
but it looks like it. I mean, here's the thing, man. You messed up, and sometimes it takes somebody 1 second, right?
Yeah.
To squeeze off 5 rounds, how long did it take? Less than a second, right?
I don't even remember pulling the trigger.
And there's no take backs on that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's no take backs.
No
But you know what
take-backs.
else? You know what else there is manning up and explaining why you did it and what you did. Okay, because here's the thing. Okay, you know your son saw you do it. Are we really going to do that to him? Are we going to really have him come in and testify to say, I saw dad go back to the bedroom, get the gun, come out and shoot mom?
Yeah.
No, we're not, are we? We want, at this point, listen to me, if I'm you at this point, the only thing that I could think about is my kids. That's just me, right?
So the charge is first degree murder. And the cop is basically telling him that they're going after him. They're going to use the kids in the trial to put this guy away for life. But he's trying to get him to make it easy on everybody else. Not on himself, but just to confess to premeditation. And they might want to even tack on an attempted charge if based on what the
I don't know if that's what you're thinking right now, but that's the only thing that I would care about in my whole life now. You have to think 1 minute at a time here, right? You can't think long term right now. You have to think about your children and their well-being, right?
But was he ever thinking about their well? Took their mother away. He wasn't thinking about. So him hearing the detective say that right now is like trying to agree with the guy, but might not feel that way.
Do we really want him to come in and testify that he saw that? Right? So in my mind, man, what you did is you went back there, rage, and you got your gun and you went out there and you made a mistake. Do you remember what you were thinking when you were going back there?
No.
I mean, was it just, you were just pissed or what?
I honestly don't remember. It all felt like it happened,
and it did. It did, man. Everything happened in an instant. So you remember going to your bedroom. Where was she at the time? What was she doing?
I remember probably in the kitchen.
I don't want you to guess, okay? So if you don't know, you don't know. Okay. I don't want you to guess. I'm only here to hear the truth, right? I don't want you to guess and make things up, right? The gun was never on the table. You were never cleaning the gun. We're all done with the stories, right? We're just going to be truthful here, right? So I know because I listened to the 911 call, okay? I know that she called 911 and I could hear you guys arguing. I could hear what you were saying. Do you remember what you were saying? You were saying, get out of my house. Get out of my house. Get out of my house.
Sounds about right.
She's on the phone talking to the dispatcher. She told the dispatcher you have a handgun. She said she didn't know where it was, probably in the bedroom. She was providing the dispatcher with your information. It wasn't 5 seconds later that 5 shots rang out. So this is what I'm asking you is, it got to the point where you guys were arguing or whatever happened. You went back to the bedroom and you came back out. I don't know how you did it or what you did, but there has to be you have to give me some kind of idea what happened there.
I honestly don't remember right now. Like I seriously need some freaking sleep, like actual freaking sleep. Honestly, felt backed into the corner, felt threatened by her. And I felt threatened by her for weeks, months.
When you say threatened, what do you mean? Like physically threatened, or you're threatened that you're going to lose your way of life, lose your family?
Both.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's a 4th and 11 person. Yeah.
Yep.
But she was a freaking firecracker.
It's funny you say that. I had that in my mind. I was going to ask you, was she a firecracker?
I mean, she grew up playing tackle football. If that's anything, broke a kid's.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, it sounds stupid. I'm scared. I think so.
Yeah. Just think about that instant when she's in the kitchen, you're by the sink. What makes you then go back to the bedroom?
Honestly, it was just the whole argument that her and I were having.
Okay.
But why did you go back to the bedroom? That's the question. And the kids already told them that when he was going back to the bedroom, they knew that he was going to. That's what the answer is.
And like her mannerisms.
What button was she pushing at that point? Do you remember? You know what I mean by that when I say that?
I was shit about the kids. And
About the kids?
how I'm a selfish piece of shit because I wouldn't move it out. Yeah.
Let me ask you a ridiculous question. If we could rewind back to 9 o'clock last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you do that again?
No.
No.
I would have. Yeah. I mean, that was a ridiculous question. That one.
Well, here's the thing. If you would have answered it differently, which I expected you to answer the way you did, right? If you'd have answered it differently, then I would have thought completely different of it, right? Right now, I feel like you made a mistake. If you would have said, yeah, she deserved it, okay, we're done here, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense why I asked that question like that now?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because there are people like that. You realize that, right? There are people that have they're sociopaths, right? They kill people, they don't care. I've had
Hey, he's talking about you, sir.
cases, okay? So when I ask that question and someone says, yeah, she won't mess with me again. She won't again.
I think that's really what he is thinking. But his problem is that he's going to prison. So he's very upset about that. I think he's trying to weigh the cost to benefit ratio of like taking off the mask, telling the cop what.
She doesn't get the kids. But none of that's coming out of your mouth, right? You never even considered that, did you? Do you remember what you were aiming at?
You don't know?
I don't even remember aiming at the damn thing.
Do you remember what you said afterwards?
No.
Okay. You just kept repeating, I shot her in the head, I shot her in the head, I shot her in the head.
Yeah, I don't remember even saying that. Not too long after, we were going outside, and that's whenever I got zip tied.
Yep. Door, and she was probably standing right there by the door.
When detectives confronted him with forensic ballistics, showing every single spent casing landed across the cushions of the living room couch, right where Jordan stood, the fabricated defense collapsed completely.
I don't remember it being like that, being honest with you.
Okay. I'm going with what makes sense, but I'm not going to try and convince you. You know what I mean? If you don't remember it that way, you don't remember it that way. So the shell casings that came out of your gun were all on that first cushion.
I don't.
You know what was wrong, right? What you did.
Mm-hmm.
You knew it was wrong when you did it.
Not necessarily.
No?
I felt. So it's probably for sure, like you said, going to be alive soon.
I can't speak for it. I don't know. The prosecutor has to authorize that.
Unless you're in Texas, I can at least get a felony.
The Macomb County Prosecutor's Office charged Stephen Bryce Wheeler with first-degree premeditated murder and felony firearm possession. During the 6-day criminal trial, the prosecution presented the recorded 911 call, forensic trajectory evidence, and the brave, consistent statements provided by his young children. The jury deliberated briefly before delivering guilty verdicts on both charges. The judge sentenced Stephen Wheeler to life in prison without the possibility of parole. What makes this case unforgettable is not the suspect's excuses, but the courage of 2 young boys. Long before forensic ballistics or dispatch logs could be fully...
All right. Yeah, that was one. Oh, that was kind of tough. But some people stopped by. Thank you, guys. Young Old Vibes, Not Victoria, Hawk Talk, Turbosef, Cat Diggler. Bunch of people from the Discord. Cool, guys. Alright, that's gonna do it.